Hey everybody, it's Dr. Nelson. We're talking about some more of our protocols, why they're so effective, even for issues that people may not have known chiropractors can help with. So we're gonna talk about knees and ankles now. And you might be looking at this diagram saying, Doc, I recognize this, that's a mid-back, that's a low back right there, and that's a pelvis. There are no knees and ankles on your diagram. You're exactly correct. And I'm so glad you brought that up because the spine is the breaker box of the body. If you have light bulbs out in your knee, your ankle, your foot, you can replace light bulbs all day, but if you don't go to the breaker box and flip that breaker back on, you can replace light bulbs all day. It's not gonna make any kind of difference. And the same thing is true in the body. If you get work done locally, but you don't account for the fact that all healing, information, blood flow, and nerve flow is regulated from the spine, and you don't correct that problem, sure, could the ankle, could the knee heal? Yes, but it's gonna take so much longer. It's gonna be so much more painful and so much more expensive than it has to be. So I wanna show you guys some things here. If you look at this spot number one, there are two spots really in the low back that I look at when evaluating knee and ankle problems. Particularly for the knees, spot number one is very overlooked. A lot of people know that your nerve roots 3, 4, and 5 down over here affect the knee. But what they forget about are these muscles called the adductors. The adductors are run by L1 and L2, and they attach on the inside of the knee and are responsible for a tremendous amount of the knees kind of caving in together, that knock-knee pain, the pain first thing when you're standing up. The other thing that they forget about is that this area, this number one area right over here, is responsible for a lot of the blood flow regulation from the belly button down. So if your feet are cold, if things are not healing like they're supposed to, this is one of the areas I'm gonna pay very close attention to. If your hips are very tight, if you have very tight hip flexors because you sit all the time or you go and you work out and then you sit right back down again, you don't do your cool downs, you don't do your stretches, which, let's be honest, a lot of us are guilty of. That's going to affect this area in the low back, and it's also going to affect blood flow from the belly button down. So I'm going to be looking at that. Now this area right over here is very important for the muscles of the knee, but also direct blood flow to the feet. So we're looking particularly over here at knee, the muscles of the knees. So we're looking at particularly the quadriceps. Now there are a bunch of them, but these are the big three: the quads, the hamstrings, and then also the calf muscle group, okay? We already named the adductors, so I'm not gonna account for those over here. And then for the ankles, there's the nerves that go down and innervate absolutely everything in the foot, come off of basically L4, L5, and S1, right here where your low back meets your tailbone. So what we do is we do a thorough consult and exam. We will evaluate the joints and their function, the muscles and their function, and the nerves and their function. That way, when we find those things, we can work on them and we can have tremendous confidence that when we correct those problems here in the spine, the rest of your body will be able to heal like it's supposed to. So maybe you do have an ankle problem that's local, that's right there in the ankle. But until we correct this, we could work on that ankle all day long. It would take 2, 3, and 4 times as long, in my experience, to solve that ankle problem than it would if we do both of them. And so that's why I'm not talking about the ankle nearly as much as I am really taking care of your spine. I help people rebuild arches. You can do that, by the way. You don't have to live with arch supports for the rest of your life. You can probably wear high heels again. Now I'm speaking generally here. I don't know about your specific case, the person watching the video here, hi, fourth wall break. But if you wanted to wear high heels again, or you want your spouse to be able to wear high heels again, you can do that. We do that for so many people. It's really exciting to see people's faces light up when they're like, wait, you mean I can do that again? Yes, absolutely, you can. Let me get a look at you. Let me confirm that with a consult and exam, and we'll be very thorough about our assessment and give you a detailed plan, personalize it to you, and figure out, okay, here's what we're gonna do to move forward. And then, would you like to do that? And a lot of people say yes, and it's really exciting for the kind of results that we get. So I hope this was helpful for you. Again, we're not just looking at the low back, but we're also looking at that really overlooked area up here, and then we're evaluating for those local problems as well. Thanks for watching, guys.